Hey everybody, today we will crochet the Cozy Cloud Headband. I have named it the Cozy Cloud Headband because the texture is just so cozy and it feels like a cloud. We will use single crochet stitches to make these ear warmers. This is a very simple beginner friendly pattern available in 6 sizes. I will link the written pattern in the description box below. This is a step-by-step beginner-friendly tutorial for a crochet headband. Hi everybody, I'm Aki, the creator of Let's All Crochet. Welcome to the channel. So if you are interested in updates and a free pattern, you can join the Let's All Crochet newsletter. The link is in the description box below. And if you are interested in designing, you can check out the Let's All Crochet business channel where I discuss everything about designing and writing and selling your own patterns. To crochet this headband, we're going to need any weight 5 or chunky weight or bulky weight yarn. So I am using a cream color and a forest green color for making two different headbands, and you can pick whatever color you want in a weight 5 yarn. We will need about 60 grams for an adult woman size, and I'm going to leave the suggested yarn or similar yarns in the description box below. So if you want, you can crochet this headband in a weight 4 or a weight 6 yarn also, but the thickness of the headband will change. The other material that we will need is a 6.5 mm or a K size crochet hook, scissors, a measuring tape and a tapestry needle. Now let's begin. We will begin with a slip knot. We can make this however we want. Today we are going to make the adult woman size. You can check the written pattern for all the remaining sizes from newborn to adult man. So for an adult woman, I am going to chain 6.5 inches. To chain, yarn over and then pull through this loop. This is our first chain. Yarn over and then pull through this loop. Yarn over and then pull through this loop. So continue making your chains till you have about 6.5 inches. I will meet you once you finish. So I've finished chaining and I have 21 chains and slightly over 6.5 inches in length. So currently we have chained this height of the headband and now we are going to continue making the rows till we have the required width. So we'll just repeat these rows till we have the required width. I'll show you how to do this. Row 1. We are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. This loop on the hook does not count as a stitch. This is our first chain and this V is our second chain. So I'm going to insert my hook into the top loop like this. Then I'm going to yarn over and then pull through. I have two loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and then pull through both these loops. This is my first single crochet. Insert your hook into the top loop of this next chain. Yarn over and pull through. I have two loops on my hook. Yarn over and pull through both. So I've made my second single crochet. This is my third chain. Insert your hook into the top loop, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. So in the same way, in every chain, we are just going to continue making single crochet till we reach the very last chain. So I will meet you once you finish this row. So I've reached the end of the row, made a single crochet in the very last chain. So now you want to quickly count your single crochets. You should have one less than the number of chains you made. I made 21 chains and I have 20 single crochet. So start counting from this first single crochet 1, 2, 3 and continue till you reach the very last single crochet, which is this single crochet here. Now let's go to row 2. We are going to begin with a chain 1. So yarn over and then pull through. And now we will turn over our work. So we are going to work in this direction now. So from row 2 onwards, we are going to be working into the back loop of all the stitches. So let me show you which is the back loop. This loop on our hook is not a stitch. This is the first chain that we just made. So we are not going to count this as a stitch. And this is our very first single crochet. It has two loops, one facing us and one facing away from us. So this loop that is facing away from us is also known as the back loop. This is also the back loop of the next stitch. This is the back loop of the next stitch. And from now on, this is what we will be working in. So let's begin row 2. The loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is our chain stitch, not a stitch. This is the top of the stitch. So if you can't see the top of the stitch, you're just going to turn your work and look for the top. And now we're going to insert a hook into the back loop, yarn over and then pull through. We have 2 loops on a hook, yarn over and pull through both. So we have made a single crochet in the back loop only. Go to the next stitch, insert a hook into the back loop only, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. Find the back loop of the next stitch, insert your hook and make your single crochet. So continue in the same way till you reach the very last stitch and I will meet you there. So I've reached the end of the row and I just want to show you what the last stitch looks like. So if you turn your work, this is when you will see the very last V. Now at the side here, what you see is our first chain that we skipped. So ignore this. Just insert your hook into the back loop of this very last stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. So once you finish each row, you're just going to quickly count all your single crochet. You want to make sure you have the same number as row 1. So from now on, the pattern is very simple. We're just going to continue repeating row 2 for pattern till we have the width of our headband. I'm going to make my headband about 19.5 inches wide. So for an adult woman, you can make this 19.5 to 20 inches wide. So I'm just going to work one more row with you. So remember, we're just going to repeat row 2 for pattern from now on. So we're going to chain 1, yarn over and then pull through, and then we're going to turn our work. Now begin making back loop single crochet from this very first stitch. The loop on the hook is not a stitch. Here is the chain 1, not a stitch, and in this very first stitch in the back loop, I'm going to insert my hook, make a single crochet. Then single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch and continue making single crochet till the very end of the row. So I'll meet you once we finish this row. So I just want to show you the end of the row again. I have 2 stitches left. This is my second last V. I'm going to make a single crochet in the back loop. Then you can turn your work, see the last V, and if you want you can move this chain stitch to the side like this with your fingers and insert your hook into the very last back loop, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. And if you count your stitches, you're going to have the same as row 1, which is 20 for me. So from now on, we're just going to continue repeating row 2 for pattern till we have the entire width of our headband. I'm making mine 19.5 inches like I said. So I will meet you once you finish. So it does not matter what number row you end on. So I finished repeating all the rows and my headband is about 19.5 inches wide. So you can wrap this around your head right now and check the fit. If it is too tight, you will add a few more rows, and if it is too loose, you can remove a few rows. This ribbing pattern tends to stretch a bit, so make sure that it fits your head correctly before we proceed. So I'm just going to tell you what we're going to do now. First, we're just going to fold this headband in half and then we're going to slip stitch across both these sides. So we will have joined it and made a round. And next, we're going to again fold this in half. So I can't show you perfectly right now, but basically we're going to fold this in half and then sew these 2 edges together. I will explain how to do this step by step now. We want to make sure that we slip stitch on the wrong side. So the right side of the headband is when the slip knot lies on the bottom left. So my slip knot is at the bottom left here and this is the right side of my headband. So I'm just going to fold it now like this and I'm going to start slip stitching across from this end till I reach this end. So let's begin slip stitching now. Chain 1 first, yarn over and then pull through. Now I'm going to go into the first chain on this side. I'm going below 2 loops like this and now I'm going to find the first stitch on this other side. I'm going to go below both the loops of the V of the stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull through the first stitch, pull through the chain and then pull through the loop on my hook. Now I'm going to find the second chain. So this is my second chain that I see here. Going below 2 loops, I'm going to find my second stitch. Going below 2 loops of the stitch, yarn over, pull through both the stitch, then the chain and then you're going to pull through this loop on your hook. Keep the stitches a little loose. Insert your hook into the next chain, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through and then pull through the loop on your hook. You will continue till you reach the end and I will meet you there. We will have the same number of slip stitches as the number of single crochets in our rows. I will meet you once we finish. So now I have finished slip stitching across my headband, and as soon as we finish slip stitching, we are going to turn our headband inside out. So we want the right side facing us now. So now we are going to take this yarn and we are going to take a very long tail. So I am going to take about 4 times the width of this headband. So you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4. Maybe a little longer. And then we are going to cut this yarn. So after we cut this yarn and leave a long tail, I am just going to pull out a loop. So this is what I am going to pull out. Keep tugging on this till you pull this full yarn out. Now we are just going to fold this in half. Okay. And now we are going to begin closing this. So I just want to say, before we start, you want to weave any remaining small yarn tail ends in, because you won't be able to do this once we finish joining these two sides together, as this is the right side of our headband. So I'm just going to weave this tail end in on the wrong side, which is the inside of my headband. So you can do this any way that you want. And once this tail end is weaved in, you will cut this off. Now I'm just going to bring my tapestry needle and now we are going to close the headband. So what we will do is start closing from this end. If you want, you can add a stitch marker here. Make sure that both the sides match exactly, all the rows match, because you don't want it to be uneven. And you can place a stitch marker here, and then we're going to start closing from this end. So we close both these together like this, and you can do this with any stitch that you want. I'm just going to use a whip stitch because it will be fast. It'll probably look neater with some other stitch, but I'm doing it with a whip stitch since this is going to be on the inside of our headband anyway. So I'm just going to show you how I've matched my rows. So this is the place where we have slip stitch, and right after that, in the next row, in the next ridge, I've added a stitch marker like this. And when you reach the opposite side, you can add another stitch marker here. And now, once we start joining, we will make sure that we join it evenly. So I'm just going to place both the edges together and then insert my needle like this and then tug on the yarn. And then insert my needle again, tug on the yarn into the first side, into the second side, tug on the yarn. And in the same way, we're just going to continue doing this till we reach our stitch markers and till we reach the end of this round. I will meet you once we finish. So here's a small tip. As you're closing this headband, you can just put your hand in and make sure that the ridges are all in a straight line. So I've finished closing the entire top, and now I'm just going to weave this tail end in. So this is the right side of our headband, and we'll just weave in the tail end along the edges here, however we want. You don't want to go too deep, and you don't want to close both the sides together. Just along the edges, you will weave the tail end in. And once you're finished, you will take a scissor and cut it off. So I'm just going to now shift the seam towards the center. So I'll just press my headband like this. Let me just show you when it's done. So this is how my headband looks now, and on the inside the seam has been shifted towards the center. Our cozy cloud headband is now ready to wear. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you want more updates from me, you can join the Let's All Crochet newsletter and get a free pattern when you join. It's linked in the description box below. If you are interested in designing and writing your own patterns to sell, you can check out my Let's All Crochet business channel. I'm going to link it in the description box below. So it's for all designers who want to write and sell their own pattern. I have just released a new video, and see you next time.